Mohiniyattam, literally translated as the dance of the enchantress, is one of the most beautiful and elegant Indian classical dance forms. It is characterized by facial expressions, rhythmic footwork, and subtle gestural movements of the fingers and hands known as mudras. The feminine, graceful body movements are marked by the very fine sway of the torso from side to side, the circular swinging motion of the body creating a number 8, and the far sweeping steps. It has often been said that the movements of the limbs and body of the dansus of Mohiniyattam should be gentle and graceful like the waves in a calm sea or the swaying of the paddy plants in the field. Mohiniyattam follows a Lasya tradition, telling stories of Indian mythology. In Mohiniyattam, there exists approximately 40 to 60 basic motion sequences called adavus which have to be mastered before learning a dance piece. The art of Mohiniyattam is divided into 3 broad divisions: Nrita, the pure movement of the body; Nritya, the interpretive dance; and Natya, the dramatic element of classical dance. The dancer is attired in a beautiful white and gold-bordered kasavu sari of Kerala and is adorned with traditional gold jewelry such as bangles and chains, forehead jewelry, and earrings. The special feature of Mohiniyattam is a hair bun on the left side of the head, which is tied with jasmine blossoms. The face, eyes, and eyebrows have a heavy makeup in order to emphasize the facial expressions. Mohiniyattam is accompanied by classical Carnatic music. The music is mainly extremely lyrical, sensuous, and concentrating more on bhav, that is the meaning, than trying to articulate the swara patterns. This mode of singing is called sopanam. Hailing from the land known as God's own country, Kerala, Divya is a seasoned Mohiniyattam artist, choreographer, and educator who started learning Mohiniyattam and Bharatnatyam from Kalamandalam Chandrika Kurup. In Hong Kong, Divya runs the Mudra Dance Academy, which is the only dance academy in the country that specializes in the classical dance form of Mohiniyattam. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Diptii Shah and welcome to my show, Artistry. Today, as I introduced, we have with us Ms. Divya Arun. Hi, Divya. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much, Diptii.
Yes. So you are a dancer, an educator, and choreographer. You run your own dance academy in Hong Kong, which is one of its kind. So congratulations for that. Tell us, how did it all begin?
I think I moved with my family here in 2015. And then 2016, I had this, idea of, starting something very unique here in Hong Kong, because I felt that we can definitely add more to the, performing arts scene here in Hong Kong. Especially as part of Indian culture, we have got lots and lots of, possibilities that, we are yet to try, and I always love experimenting a lot. So I felt that, okay, we can definitely add more to the scene. So that's how, it all started off. And I think we started in August 2016 with this dance academy. Yeah.
That's great. So tell us about your dance form, first of all.
Yeah, sure. It's something new to Hong Kong. It's something, new to many of you. So Mohiniyattam is an Indian classical dance form. It has its origin in South India. It's a traditional dance of Kerala. And it is considered as one of the major classical dance forms in India right now, which is approved by the, Sangeeta Nataka Academy. So, and when I came to Hong Kong, I felt that, this dance form is very similar to, the kind of, the Tai Chi and everything that they do, you see in groups, right? In many parts. So I always felt that there is a similarity in many Asian performing art forms. And I thought, okay, they might love it, if, you introduce this as a performing art form here on this platform here in Hong Kong. So that's how it all started. And see, Mohiniyattam, just a few words about the dance form. The Mohiniyattam is actually something that belongs to the Lasya tradition. So there are two kinds. So one is like Tandava and one is Lasya in classical dance. So this is written in the, foundation book that we all follow, all the classical dancers follow, called the Natya Shastra. Okay. So this Lasya tradition means the dance form is quite gentle, and it has very subtle movements, and it's quite graceful with its slow kind of, movements. So this is something new. Many of you must have seen different classical dance forms which are, with the, you have a tapping rhythm, and you just keep moving with all the, fast steps. So this is something, it goes very slow, but still it looks very graceful on stage. Yeah.
Yes, I think when I watched your video, grace is one thing that, pours out of this particular dance form. I didn't find any movements which are very harsh or, yeah, this is very subtle and very sweet, kind of beautiful dance form. So, Divya, how did your personal journey start with dance? When did it start?
I think at the age of 5 or something. Wow. Because I think in South India, many of you can, connect in the 80s and 90s, being a child from those times, I would say, we have this kind of tradition in most of the South Indian homes. Like if you have a girl, you might be going for dance or music. Or if you have a boy, then okay, go and learn some, musical instruments. So there is some kind of, connection to art form from childhood onwards in most of the homes. So as a part of the same journey, I think my parents also thought, okay, she loves sounds, she loves rhythms. So yeah, why not? Let's try dance, because those days, I think physical activity, the idea of physical activity was totally different, rather compared to, our kids right now, right? Because now they have got lots of different types of hobbies that they can continue for life. But on those days, we didn't have much options. So just because my dad thought that, okay, let that be a physical activity also. So that's how I started off with the, dance journey.
Yeah. So that story is true for people from Calcutta also, like Kolkata, Bengal, because I hail from Bengal, and music and dance and art and sketching and any form of class that's going on, we had to be part of it, whether you were good, bad, interested, not interested, parents never thought about that.
Right.
Yeah. So you seem to have made it into something, unlike others like me who got lost in the way.
Okay.
So Divya, is 5 a great time to start this particular dance form if you want to be a professional dancer?
Yeah, I would suggest, see, 5 to 6 years would be an ideal age to start off with the basic sequences in Mohiniyattam. Because see, one thing is that the instruction, I mean, what communication is happening between the guru and the shishya. So that communication should be, the child should be able to reciprocate it in such a way that, okay, if she's not telling me to or do this again and again, and I don't want to do this again and again. She might have this in her mind, but so that maturity should be there. So what I suggest is 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 would be an ideal age for kids to start with, any classical dance form. That's what I feel. Yeah.
So are you hinting at discipline? Because, discipline and routine is, I feel is very important part of any kind of training, dance or sports, and, and a certain kind of dedication that we don't question our elders and do whatever they're telling us to do, right?
Right. Yeah, you're right. So, and all this gets, so the best thing about starting young is that all these qualities get imbibed in you unconsciously or subconsciously.
Absolutely.
It's like they never know all this is there along with what you learn in class. So as you grow up, I think you are carrying all those qualities along with you, And maybe that also makes you a more, you get a holistic approach about life when you grow up. And I think that helps you in, dealing with, communicating with the team, communicating with others, and how you see the world, as a whole. So there are a lot of other hidden things, I would say, because we just can't name it. It's all abstract. But as you grow up, you understand that this dance form has helped me in different ways, in different angles, that you never thought of.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Divya, tell me, how has dance influenced you to become the person that you are today?
Oh, I think just as I mentioned, it's like seeing things very positively, taking things very positively. So that is one big quality I think I have developed just because I learned dance. Because there might be, times that you are doing the practice again and again and again in class. And again, our guru would, on those days, I think, gurus used to be very strict, and they would just, they just want things to get it right. So till that point, we keep dancing. So I think that is one quality, that perseverance. So like, okay, let's do it one more time. Let's do it again. So that kind of, we don't quit. We don't think of quitting at all. So we keep trying again and again, in a different way. Maybe we might think that, oh, this might be a better idea than, what I did before. So we always keep on, experimenting and persevering with, the skills that we have. So that is something I think, that will take you with a, total positive mindset for your whole life.
Correct. And never say die attitude. Keep on doing right. Until you get it right.
Right.
Absolutely. Divya, tell me, we come from this generation of 80s, right? Born and brought up in India, and having these strict parents, and having this culture. Things have changed now, right? And especially when we're living abroad, our children are not looking at their surroundings, or they don't have their grandparents here with them, who are going to force them, or mollycoddle them into taking up these things. So how do today's parents encourage their children that they should do something like this? They should take up something like a classical dance form. So what should parents tell their children, that why should they take up dance?
See, dance or music or, any art form, it's a kind of meditation. It's a kind of therapy for you when you grow up. But you don't know that right now. When you're a kid, you might not understand the different elements or different, things which are hidden in it. But as parents, I think the best thing that you can do for your kids is that get them, exposed to more classical dances, stage performances. Just take them along with you to show stage performances, so that the live experience is always different. So they get to understand. Then they might question, okay, what is this about? Then you have to answer them. So as parents, I think we need a little more patience than our parents to, listen to them and communicate with them. And if they are interested, ask them to pursue with the art form and all that. You have to sit with them. It's basically some quality time with your children at home when you discuss all this, and show some good, YouTube videos where you can see original pure classical compositions. So it can be any dance form, but I'm just, generally telling you. So these are some things parents need to do. We need to really make an effort being in a, world outside from India, because the best thing is that, try to give the best of two worlds to your kids.
That's true. That's true. We have the benefit of showing them the world, as well as, conserving our culture and passing it on.
Right.
Wow. So Divya, tell me, you talk about perseverance, and that's something which is a mental benefit of, getting into a strict discipline of taking up a dance form or any kind of, art. What would be a physical benefit of taking up dance?
Initially, I think as kids, you don't really see any benefits coming, because you might feel that it is quite uncomfortable when the guru asks you to, okay, bend a little, move a little and all those things. You might not like it initially. Yeah, but again, as I said, it gets, initially for the first few years, it becomes parents' duty to make them understand the benefits, at least by, communicating to them. But physically, I would say for example, different classical dance forms have different benefits. So it has been, well researched and, methodologically written in many, academic materials back in India. So, for example, I would say for Mohiniyattam, I found out that there is a person who has taken a doctorate in a Bengal University, I think. So she has told that, see, the lower limbs, the lower limbs and because the Mohiniyattam movements are basically based around the torso. So it's like more of, you are giving more strength to your lower part of the body. You sit for a few minutes and you try to sustain and maintain that balance. So their lower limbs and, the part below the thigh are quite strong. The women or, any performer who is into Mohiniyattam, they are getting stronger every day, just like you go for, the physical fitness, camps here. So you never know what's happening, but you are actually getting stronger every day. So this is just one example with this dance form I'm telling. So each dance form has its own benefits with, the flexibility and, the health-wise, in a long term.
Definitely. I think, I tried once your class, I remember. I think it is more to do with like, squatting, like similar to squatting, the way you build your thighs strong. Yeah, and if you do it from childhood, I'm sure, you have very strong legs and you're standing tall on your feet. Right. That's what I noticed. Okay. Divya, now talking about Mohiniyattam as a dance form, what is it all about? If you can tell us some more details and how it is different from other more famous dance forms, if I may say, like Bharatnatyam or Kathak, which is more common. I mean, we've heard more about it or seen more, of them. Yes. So please explain a little bit.
Sure. So because I would be happy to do this, because I think there need to be more awareness about this dance form, and it's high time. Okay,
absolutely.
So Mohiniyattam is actually, so as I told, it's a Lasya based. Lasya, it follows the Lasya tradition, and we say that it belongs to the Kaishiki Vritti. That means graceful style. Okay, this dance form belongs to the graceful style, and the uniqueness of this dance form, maybe I don't want to go on and on, but I'll just say the main features, okay, that differentiates Mohiniyattam from other dance forms. So one would be, if you have seen this dance form on stage or have performed this, you would understand that the subtlety, the subtle movement techniques and the subtle footwork and the very, minute and, you can say very minute expressions. These are certain things which you notice when you compare that to other dance forms like, Bharatnatyam or Kathak or, of course, they are like quite popular across the world. So you can always see that difference. Then another feature would be the footwork. Because the footwork, if you see, you don't really stamp on the stage, it's very delicate. So as I said, that's why that's happening, because we are giving a controlled motion to the, lower part of the body, so that you don't just stand like this. So it's a very delicate movement with your foot. So that is also not seen much in other classical dance forms, and they all have, quite fast stamping and all that. So that is another major feature of this dance form. Then coming to the facial expressions, Mohiniyattam is basically a kind of poetry in motion. It's like a lyrical dance, yeah. So you are trying to tell a story from maybe Hindu mythology or something. You are trying to tell that using your body as a tool, okay, and your hand gestures and facial expressions. So these all add to that, and you are trying to portray a story in front of the audience. So facial expressions have a key role to play in this dance form. And there is something called Sukshma Abhinaya. So that is like very minute details in, the movement of your eyes, then movement of your, eyebrows, and, that's very subtle and very, you just have to observe to see what is happening on stage. But that differentiates, I think, this dance form from, other major dance forms. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting, definitely. And as I understand, you're writing a book and also researching on the subject, right?
Yes.
So you're the right person to ask these questions.
Yes.
On a lighter note, Divya, how many hours does it take to put on that makeup before you go on stage?
That's a good question, actually. So I think it depends upon the practice and experience. So if you're a beginner, and you are trying to get on stage for the first time, or maybe second time, it might take longer for you because you're not used to this, right? So it might take like 5 to 6 hours for you. Yeah, but if you are already a professional, I think me and I have a few senior students also here in Hong Kong. So we all do that in like 2 to 3 hours time now, because, you're used to, the planning and how to do it and what to prioritize and all that. So, but once you start doing it, I think it becomes easier as you go by. Yeah.
So there is a process to putting your clothes and your ornaments and your makeup. And do you have a makeup team on standing? Like, do you take help from them, or are you all done by yourself?
We mostly do everything by ourselves, but we do have help from, our own home. We have, helpers and everybody here. So we just need a few more hands sometimes. So that's it. Otherwise, we can do all our makeup on our own.
Lovely. Because I'm sure as an artist, I understand that it's not that, 10 minutes of performance. It's what has gone behind in getting ready for that performance that takes your entire energy. Oh, God. Lovely. So, Divya, if a child is today 5 years old, 6 years old, and, gets enamored and falls in love with this enchanting dance form of Mohiniyattam, would you advise that child that become a professional dancer? And if so, what prospects would that child have in the future?
That's quite a tricky question, Dipti. But again, it's a very wise question, I would say. Because sometimes, kids as well as parents gets enchanted by seeing all these dance forms on stage and maybe in TV and all that. But that is not the real thing. It's something different when you are directly plunging, yourself into a class, learning something new or getting a new skill like this. So there is a lot of hard work behind this. So because if you are taking your kid for the dance class, then you have to be behind this for some time, at least for a few years, initial few years, till a point that, okay, she or he gets interested in this dance. So that is one thing. So there is a lot of hard work behind this. So if you think of, dance as a profession, in future for your kid, the first thing I would say is that find out from her guru that whether she has enough skills for this, and would that be, acquired in the years to follow. Would she be able to acquire that in the years to follow? And second thing, I would say, I have seen many professionals in the dance community across the world. So what they do is that dance is a passion for them, and they try to balance a job in some other domain. So they try to balance both, because sometimes, as I said, we have to put a lot of efforts, and sometimes that doesn't become so profitable as you think, as you go by. So yeah, so I'm just being honest, because not that I'm discouraging any upcoming dancers, but these are certain things which you need to think if you are thinking this as a prospects, future prospects. And another best option would be, you can become an academician, where you are working in a university or a college. There are courses for this, like, okay, you have a MA in fine arts, or, something like that. So then you can learn as well, and you can perform as well. And you can also do workshops, as you represent the university as a professor in performing arts. So that is also another option. You don't always need to be, become a, founder of a dance school or anything. So I would always suggest being one. I would always say that if you have that real passion and will that, okay, you can take this forward alone, because sometimes you are really alone in your journey. So if you can take that with you throughout your life, then go ahead. Please, do something for our culture. That is great. But if you really are doubtful about this, then I would suggest, you try to balance, with the domain which you love, and take this as a passion and take it forward together.
I think you've answered a very age-old conflict between passion and profession, and how to tackle it very wisely so that you need not give up on any one of the things, and you can do both always. We can do multiple things now as the world opens up and opportunities are so many. Definitely. Divya, one more question. I am not 5 years old. There are so many people who have missed the bus. What do we do if we want to learn?
I think you have never missed the bus, and age is just a number. So it's all in your mind, because I know, I know people who are at their 50s and 60s starting to learn. They have their own YouTube channel and they have worked hard for, learning classical dance. And, I know people like that personally in my life. So I think age is just a number. So you can learn dance or music or anything at any age or any point of your life. But only thing is that please make sure that that is a passion for you. And this is not something distracting, or this is not something that, okay, you just do it on your pastime. So because this all needs a lot of dedication and practice. So because I remember when I was learning with my gurus, they make sure that we practice at home. So weekends we might have a class, and you have to get that practice still on during the weekdays, evenings, and then only you come to their next class. Otherwise, they'll make it out. So that is the kind of discipline we have. But right now with this changing world and all that, and things have become quite fast around us. So I think it's not possible always. Yeah, I understand, but still it's like up to you whether you can dedicate at least 10 to 15 minutes a day for your passion. So in that case, I think this is a very good. Art is always therapy, as I said, and it tries to balance your work life or any other pressure that you have in your life. So it brings a kind of balance. So balance is a lovely word which I love the most because in many things I try to find that kind of a balance. Yeah. So
balance has become the golden word, isn't it?
Golden word. Yes, I just love that word.
You're always struggling for balance. This balance and that balance.
Yes.
Divya, how many years does it take to be actually called a professional dancer? I mean, does it have a course, and where does one enroll? Like, what is the process?
Yeah, it's see, back in India, we have a lot of eminent gurus who have passed out from bigger institutions. They are only meant for fine arts. See, for example, in Kerala, we have something called Kerala Kalamandalam. So that is an organization which gives proper training in the right way for different art forms. Not only Mohiniyattam, there are different other folk art forms and similar to that. It's coming under one roof, and they get passed out, and they are usually known as Kalamandalam. Something like that name would be you will have a name. You will be just like you add doctorate. It's like Kalamandalam. And then you add your name. It's like that. So I was also fortunate to be trained under a former student from Kalamandalam called Kalamandalam Chandrika Kuru. So that is the formal way of getting trained. And if otherwise, there are other dance schools also. You can just go and enroll and learn, but just make sure that they have the right curriculum and pattern in which you are getting trained. So that is only that. This is all word of mouth, right? Mostly, yeah. So that is how you get trained in this. So, and if you're looking at it as from an academic point of view, then I think, as I said, there are courses for this where you can go for, higher studies like MA in Fine Arts and, Performing Arts, or specifically if you want Bharatanatyam or Mohiniyattam, that is also available. So that you will have to do a little bit of research based on your passion.
Okay. Yeah. In Hong Kong, tell us about your academy and how does one contact you? Where can we find your, performances if someone wants to have a look? And how, where can they reach you basically?
I think we are everywhere now. It's quite, because being Indian Classical Dance Academy, I think not many are there, who are advertising a lot. So we do have Instagram and Facebook pages. You can just reach us on, @mudra.life on both Instagram and Facebook. And we recently started a YouTube channel to just showcase and motivate our students, because for the last 1-2 years, I know we are all, under some kind of, normal, abnormal kind of situation. So it's a pandemic and things like that. So we just started a YouTube channel. So it just gives some kind of inspiration as well as motivation. So you can also search for Mudra Dance Academy Hong Kong YouTube channel. So you could see what all styles we are coming up.
Sure. And in fact, I've seen your YouTube channel and you come up with exciting Bollywood and classical combo dances these days. And it's amazing. I mean, it's so much more, interesting to just give it a try. If you're, apprehensive, then this is a way to, have a start, have a go, see how you feel and, carry on if you like it. Amazing, Divya, amazing. So many years of passion, dedication, learning and teaching, and now researching and writing a book, running your own academy. You're a total woman. I guess you're a mom, wife, and all that women inclusive stuff.
I know.
Hats off to you for.
That's why I keep repeating the word balance. It's not easy, I know, but it's not that, it's possible. It is possible, but it might take some time. That's it.
That's right. That's right. On parting note, tell me one thing. When an artist runs a business, and this is becoming more and more imperative, right? Like running your organization and doing the art yourself and leading your art. Again, the balance word comes in. How do you do that? Did you have to put in a lot of effort to run your own organization?
Yes, it appears so easy when I say that I have got these classes, in this place, in different locations across Hong Kong. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, I would say, because the other few days when I'm at home, I have to focus a little bit on the marketing side as well, because this is not the same world where we grew up. Those days, I think the gurus, till now, I don't think my gurus are doing a lot of advertising or marketing or anything. But I think we need to strike a balance with both, because if you are looking for the major reach of this beautiful dance form, awareness is very much important. It's just like in the management, you say the IDA model, right? The attention, interest, desire, and action. So you need to get attention to this dance form, so then you need to have a page to showcase. So that's how you get, attention. And then you move on to, then people get interested and inquire, and then moves to desire and then action. So that is the, real thing. So we need to put a lot of effort. It's a lot of hard work, but I don't take it that way because dance is my passion.
True. I mean, when you love something, it's your passion, then no matter how much the effort, you're never going to give up. And you already are a dancer. So patience and perseverance is like ingrained into you since childhood. On that note, thank you so much for talking to me, Divya. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Divya Arun for you. If you want to learn Mohiniyattam in Hong Kong, which sounds impossible, you need to connect with Divya Arun. I will be linking all her social media connects in the description box. And thank you so much for once again tolerating me. Thank you. See you next time.
It was lovely talking to you, Dipti. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your time.